What it do, people? This your girl, Miss Danny Baby, back one more again with another video. So let's get into it. We just heard about Miss Emily B is actually forgiving rapper Fabolous, from what reports are saying, for their alleged altercation where he, quote unquote, alleged knocked out her two front teeth a couple weeks ago. And it was a big brouhaha all over the internet. And, you know, no surprise, a lot of cats were saying that let's just wait until we get more information. You know, they weren't really buying the story that Fab, because he has a persona as being kind of cool and collected in the public eye and over the history of his career. So a lot of cats weren't actually believing that he actually put hands on her. But according to reports, he hit her so hard, and he hit her in the face like several times, but he hit her so hard that she ended up losing her two front teeth a couple of days later. And so it was all this, discussion about domestic violence and, when is it okay, if ever, for a man to lay hands on a girl. And also there was some speculation that, homegirl was scared he was going to break up with her, so she wanted to set him up to try to ruin his career, and I'm like, okay. This is a very sad story, because I don't like the thought of any woman, I don't care if she's black, red, green, or indifferent, getting beat upon, or stories of getting beat upon. I saw domestic violence as a kid growing up, especially like in my family, and it's a very frightening experience. But back to Emily B and Fabolous. And she has kids, by the way. One beautiful young lady, like a daughter. I think she just turned 18 or 20, something like that. She just had a birthday, and then she has two little ones by Fab. The oldest girl is not by her. But according to reports, they've had an on-again, off-again relationship like forever. Fab has been known to cavort with other women and like diss her like publicly in the public eye. I don't know what it is. They've been together for like 10 plus years, but it just seems like he was never satisfied with this relationship, so he was just doing him. Okay. First and foremost, I'm going to say, unless the dude's life is in danger, or his loved one, like a child's life is in danger, and a woman is just about to do some serious bodily harm to him or a loved one, like a child or a parent or something, there's absolutely no excuse for a man to be laying hands on a woman. Okay. But the point of this video is, let's discuss the mentality of getting back with somebody who's allegedly repeatedly disrespected you and laid hands on you, and who's publicly, goddamn, if you're gonna cheat, do it behind closed doors, son. Don't let everybody else know what the hell you doing, and maybe they had an open relationship, who knows? But according to sources, he was cheating, and many times with many different people. So that's just, kind of weird. But what goes into the psyche of a woman that would allow this type of behavior in her relationship, and for years upon years at that? And it's my speculation that Miss Emily B, even though she looks like a multi-race, ambiguous looking woman, she's adopted the degenerate, dysfunctional side of black culture. I imagine Fabolous, he's not the most handsome dude in the world, but I imagine he got, some little swag that she like. He's a Brooklyn dude from New York City. And it don't hurt that he has paper, okay? So I understand wanting to be with a successful man that has resources and can put you on and take care of you and take care of your offspring. So that part is not what's bad. The part about being mistreated over and over and over and over again is what's bad. When it's to the point where a dude is laying hands on you, it's time to get the fuck out of Dodge, okay? I could not tolerate that in my own relationship. I just couldn't. Like I said, I seen domestic violence growing up as a child, and it's one of the most scary feelings in the world. You feel helpless, especially as a little girl. You know what I'm saying? If you seen grown men acting the fool, what you gonna do as a little girl? You know? So, but according, like this article, and I've seen more than one, but this is an example of an article, and this is at ebony.com. I'll put links below the video. But allegedly, you know, homegirl is wanting to possibly forgive dude, and maybe she's feeling bad because he's facing 3 to 5 years in prison. I heard up to 10 years, but now they're saying 3 to 5. That might be unlikely, being that this is probably a first offense for Fab. I've never known him to be in any trouble, even though I've heard other cats say that he was a street dude back in the day, in his old Brooklyn days. But I haven't heard anything like, you know, him just being in a lot of trouble. So being a first offender, when it comes to something like domestic violence, maybe he won't get this type of time. But looking at the time that he's facing and the fines, $15,000 here, this is probably why she's feeling guilty. And also, and the black community will make you feel that way. Like I said, she's an honorary Blackistan member, the dysfunctional side of the black community. It's sad to say, because I'm a black person, and I was one of the most pro-black supporters that one can imagine. But over years of studying and observing and just reflecting on my own life and experiences that I've had, it's very dysfunctional, okay? Homegirl has adopted this mindset, and a lot of times if you have an abusive partner, a lot of these chicks feel bad after the fact, even if something horrible has happened to them. That's why you have cases of domestic violence victims going back to their abuser. You know, and to be honest, I hope the story is, you know, was blown out of proportion and that homeboy didn't lay hands on her. That would be great to hear, because honestly, I'm a hip hop lover. I like R&B. I like a lot of black music, and he was one of the artists that I kind of dug, you know, especially back in the day. So I would hope that these are lies and speculations and exaggerations and conspiracies and yada, yada, yada. However, I know black people, and I know how dysfunctional relationships can be, no matter what race the party that, especially like black men, get with. Okay, so she's probably feeling guilty, don't want the wrath the black community looking at her like she ruined a black man's life. For you, some of you youngins, look at the story about the rapper Big Pun. He was affiliated with Fat Joe, and he died. You know, he had a heart attack and died. But this cat was known for beating the brakes. He was Puerto Rican at that. And he was known for beating the brakes off of his wife. I mean, head and pistol whipping her and everything. And when she came out and exposed some of those revelations about what she went through, because the black community came for her. I mean, black dudes were calling her everything but a child of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's understandable that a lot of women would be fearful to come forward if something were happening to them at the hands of a black male partner. Okay. And the whole thing is just sad. And what I'm finding is there's like a bottom bitch mentality in the black community. It's this bottom bitch energy. And I call the black man the bottom bitch whisperer. It's sad, but it's funny at the same goddamn time. Because I'm telling you, there's this energy and this impulse that no matter what is taken from you from a black male partner, what he does to you, what happens to you, whatever, no matter how egregious or how bad it is, you're supposed to stand up for your man. Anybody remember Chris Brown? Y'all remember Whitney Houston? I mean, it's crazy. And this is repeated. If you look at a lot of events like in the last few years within entertainment, black entertainment, no matter what the black entertainer does, if he's male, folks is caping for him, and the ones that got the longest capes, the strongest capes, the brightest capes are black women. It's really like embedded in our psyche, and it's a consciousness that you have to really dig deep to heal yourself, you know, to try to separate yourself from abuse from anyone. I'm not telling you, okay, don't accept abuse from black men, but accept it from other race men. No, you shouldn't accept abuse from any race, color, or creed of man on this planet. And matter of fact, you shouldn't accept abuse from women, family members, co-workers, nobody. But it's a sticking point with black women to endure and to suffer and to love even when you're not getting love back. You know, it says here, Emily is staying with family right now, but she and Fab are talking daily, and he's begging her for another chance. Y'all see this here? They're talking daily, and he's begging her for another chance. Sounds like a narcissist. A source told the site she hasn't taken him back yet, but a lot of her friends fear it's only a matter of time before she does, because she's already started to make excuses for him. They've broken up and gotten back together so many times over the years, it's hard for her friends to believe that she'll stick to it this time. The only saving grace is that this is out of her hands now, and the courts are involved. And, you know, the way it is in the black community, and black entertainers are no different. I would be surprised if she left him for good also. It seems like she's used to the drama and engaging in drama. And what really just had me tripping is when I saw Lil Mo. I'll play a quick little clip. I don't want to get, you know, caught on the carpet for using video that's, you know, marked by another source. But it is online and it's public information. But even Lil Mo is caping. She's not saying, oh, well, let's wait till we hear all the facts from Emily B. She possibly could be a victim of domestic violence. It's like, no, oh, let's wait until we hear the facts because I want to protect my homie, Fab. Listen to this. This is the mentality.
Our boy, man, Fabolous.
I was just talking to him.
In the news. How's he doing?
He's good.
Yeah.
I just hit him. I was like, I love you. He said, I love you too, and I appreciate you, Mo. Because I don't know the logistics, but it's crazy I wore this Freddie versus Jason, like, unbeknownst to what was going on. Because honestly, even though I'm a part of the culture, I don't get involved in. I know a lot of stuff is hype. Like, how did they get this information? Like, people are turning from one thing to another. And I'm not going to kick nobody when they down, but it's just certain people. He's managed to make it his whole career without no insult to injury. Stuff that happened, but we brushed it off. But now there's like why? Like, what the fuck is going on?
You see that? What the fuck is going on? Homegirl is in distress, thinking about her boy being in trouble. So yeah, if you notice, Lil Mo was all down for homeboy, no matter. And you know, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being loyal to a close friend. And I don't know how close Lil Mo and Fab were. However, it could be my blood relative. And if I found out that my relative was beating up women, knocking teeth out, or something else crazy like abusing children, you know, there's limits to this shit. There's no such thing as unconditional love when a person is really like royally fucking up. I'm not talking about a mistake or transgression here and there. I'm talking about like royal, horrible shit, you know. And again, I will say, I hope that Fab is not guilty of this. But if he is, nobody owes this cat any type of, you know, appeasement or coddling or, you know, support like that. But I can understand why a woman would be very, very afraid to speak against their celebrity mate in the community that we have, especially when you're talking about a black man. It's just like you're on a suicide mission. So I understand the fear, but Emily B also has children to look after. So if you have children to look after, homegirl, that ups the ante like times a million. You can't be having an extremely dysfunctional relationship with little shorties and keep going back and forth and expecting them to be normal. You're harming them. And a lot of our parents, especially our mothers, have harmed us, you know, with similar shit growing up. And you have to really retrain the mind. Now, don't get me wrong. I've never been through some crap on some abusive situation where some nigga is kicking my ass. But I'm just saying, a lot of women have seen it and they've grown accustomed to it and think that that's the way to go. And it's really not. Especially the mindset of a lot of black dudes. A lot of these rappers and entertainers, man, they have the Stephen Clark. They have the Stephen Clark mentality. I don't know black bitches. Only thing black I want is an Xbox. Same mentality. Okay? But yet, when they face hard times, when they find their asses against the wall, who has their cape on to save the fucking day? Okay? Look at Meek Mill. This happened, last year? This cat got in trouble on some gun charges in Philadelphia. He got in some trouble for some old charges, and he actually violated his probation. And according to my research, this dude has been given a lot of like spanks on the wrist, you know, just little taps on the wrist, like don't do it no more, don't do it no more, don't do it no more. But when the judge finally just got fed up, like, look, because this cat he is a street thugger. He is known for being, you know, slick in them streets. And he has a history of that ever since he was, you know, younger. Now, I'm all, you know, for a rags to riches story, a person turning their life around. But when you get riches and fame and wealth that only, you know, most people can imagine, and you still shitting on the legal system, then you get what you asked for, you know. But who's there to save the day? You know, nobody but the black community, and especially the black woman. She's all there protesting and doing the most. Okay. This chick here, look at her with the glasses. And I'm not even trying to shame this sister, but come on, ladies, y'all know What rapper in current day times is looking for the sister with the red and black braids, with the thick glasses on, and dark brown skin? And she's doesn't look to have the shape that, or the body type that a lot of them would prefer. She's up there with her cameras. When he went to court, it was cold as hell looking. Got the baby out here. It's a mentality, man. We get them from cradle to grave. You protect that black male at all costs, no matter what is going on. No matter how wrong this dude is, no matter how many chances he's given, he's the bottom bitch whisperer. He'll promise you the sun, the moon, the stars. But ain't got nothing for you at the end of the day. I mean, look, a bus, free Meek Mill. And I'm going to play a short little few seconds of this video. You can hear the women voices in the protest for Meek Mill. All kind of women. This nigga. These same chicks. Yo. He wouldn't buy them a bag of chips and a pack of annihilators. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. These cats don't give a damn. But you think you righteous. And that's the other thing with black chicks. I spoke about that in my video regarding Stephon Clark. It's this mentality that you're being righteous. You're being righteous and you're doing a good service and you're going to get some type of reward at the end of the day. Girlfriend, these dudes are playing you. They're playing you. They're future faking you, promising you a bright future that they have no intentions on delivering on. Okay? With rare exception. And what entertainer is more popular for this bullshit than Mr. R. Kelly? I mean, when Erykah Badu introduced this cat at the 2015 awards, Soul Train Awards, and introduced him as her brother, I was just done for. I'm like, okay, again, that protection mentality. No matter how heinous the crime is, whether it's whooping bitches' asses like Emily B, or if it's just pissing on little black girls like Mr. Ara, it's okay, you know. And Erykah has been known for many years now as being a more like conscious sister, wanting to elevate the sisters, wanting to elevate their minds and open their minds and recognize their so-called value, quote unquote, and how they should ascend and not, you know, just be in the dirt and whatever. But here she is, introducing a pedophile to the world, a child harmer, a little young black girl abuser as her brother. I hope BET doesn't snatch my video, but I'm gonna try to sneak a little clip so y'all can see this with your own eyes in case you forgot. It's really sad. So yeah, here we go.
I know they said no red cups, y'all. But this man have done more for the blacks than anyone. He taught us how, in the name of love, to step together. He taught us to stay out that trap closet. And he believes he can fly. No, seriously though. This is my brother. And you are my family. And I want y'all to give it up for R. Kelly!
Y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Miss Erykah Badu introducing him as her brother, and not only that, saying he's done so much for black people. Peep that. Done so much for black people. What? Ruining the minds of young black girls that are going to grow up to be damaged black women? Or is that the intent? Okay? Is that the intent? That bottom bitch mentality. You getting hoes for the pimps out here? So, actually, R. Kelly was fulfilling the mission that he's supposed to do? Is that what it is? That's what it seems like with a lot of these women. They are okay with little black girls and other black women being devoured. There's no sense of loyalty or sisterhood towards their own kind. No sense of self-preservation even. Because it's like, you stupid broad. If you are encouraging and giving accolades to pedophiles, rapists, and predators and people that abuse women, don't you know you can get caught out here in these streets with a man with the same mentality that has been given the okay by some other dumbass broad like you? Okay? And in the music, we'll get to that. Oh my God, the music, it has pimp-hoe anthems everywhere you look. It's in our subconscious. I'm telling you, it's in our subconscious. This shit is purposeful and exact, and I resent it so much. I wouldn't have been able to see this, you know, as a teenager or somebody in my 20s. It would have been very hard to line it up and put it together. But in the internet age, where you can just pull up source after source, example after example, exhibit A, exhibit B, exhibit C, there's no denying. The cognitive dissonance with black women has to end. And we have countless examples. Forget Pookie and Ray Ray. We can look on the big stage and see how these fools be whispering to us. And the black community is okay with it. Look at this video where the black people, the same event, the Soul Train Awards, where in 2015, where Erykah Badu introduced him, the pedophile rapist, as her brother. And look how excited the black community is. The dysfunction. Yeah, there were some white folks, you know, grooving too, but look at the majority, look at the glee on these black folks' faces. Tyrese bitch ass. He getting daps and accolades. Everybody got their cups up. Look at this shit. A big party for a pedophile. Yeah, you did it for love, alright. Love of your own dick, you stupid motherfucker. I hate R. Kelly, y'all. I hate that dude and have hated him for years, but that's another story. And the shameful fact is, though, to show you how good of a bottom bitch whisperer this nigga is, his music, there's no denying his talent. Oh my God. His talent, he can sing, he can dance, and the engineers that he chooses to rep his beats and bring rhythm to the public sphere. I mean, it's incredible. I can't lie. Many years ago, I jammed to a lot of his songs because I had no real understanding. I knew certain shit was wrong, but I couldn't put it together. And they kept a lot of his shit secret and on the down low. We weren't privy to all the things that Ara was doing. We heard about Aaliyah, but they swept that nice and comfy under the rug. So, yeah. Like I was saying, this music that is out here, that's perpetuated to the masses, and that fills the heads of black children each and every day, is full of messaging and bottom bitch mentality messages, okay? Black music, especially within, I would say, the last 20, 30 years, is full of spells. Just like that damn Bible that I get on every once in a while. Entertainment. There's a lot of sorcery going on to keep you in a certain mind frame. And black chicks are going to have to learn how to peep game, man. They're feeding you to the lions and you don't even know it. As you shake your ass, and don't get me wrong, my hand is up. I love R&B and I love hip-hop sounds. A lot of times I'll record or download a song because of the beat, not the words. The beat alone has a certain vibration and frequency, and it makes you feel a certain way, but then you layer that with poisonous messages. It's just like a recipe for disaster. So again, the black man, and they say that the black man has the best music, the most influential music across this goddamn planet, across the world. What man is imitated as far as entertainment goes more than the black man? You can't name one. So that means his influence is going worldwide. I just saw the other day some African rapping with a rap, with a African / British type of beat. It's this new genre called grime, Grime music, and it's a lot of other blacks that are not African American that are really influenced by hip hop, and it has a little type of twang to it. So he's influential. He's influential, and the African that I saw, I forget his name, but he's calling people bitches. I mean, it's so weird to hear African, and a person with like an African British type of voice cussing and using expletives, and like I said, I love R&B and hip hop, but I don't like the degenerative nature and the turn for the worse that is taken over the years. So a lot of times when I listen to it, I try to tune out like the words and just listen to the beat. But it's crazy out here. And who better than R. Kelly with all his dance anthems and his age ain't nothing but a number, your body's calling me, tapping into your sexual consciousness also. That's something else, man. They are preying upon the black woman's sexuality. Now, women are raped all across this planet by men of all groups. Black men are not alone in raping and abusing women sexually. However, it's epidemic levels in the black community. I think the numbers are like 65% of women are raped or sexually assaulted before their 18th birthday. What kind of shit is that? And it's probably higher because a lot of black women don't tell. But it's ritualistic. Like I told you, they're putting spells on you with this music, with religion, with everything they teach you from an infant until you hit your grave. They're teaching you how to be compliant, how to defend debauchery, and to defend those that hate you and don't have nothing good for you. When you rape a little kid, let's say, for instance, an older grown man is having his way with a young girl. He's tapping into her sexual consciousness. So even though she doesn't like it, or maybe she gets used to it, you know, and accepts it. But when she grows older, a lot of times these women become more promiscuous, countless lovers that mean no good for them. They make horrible mating choices as far as their mates and who they let between their legs. Who you let enter between your legs is a major decision. You should not take it lightly. And I'm not speaking against sex in its entirety as if it's something bad in and of itself. It's not. It's a beautiful form of expression between two loving people that are reciprocal in their love and affection. However, it can be used, it's been weaponized against little black girls and black women. They turn you out as little bitty girls, have you out here shaking your ass when you grown up in the club, and then debase you for it. And the older women, man, listen, you know, a part of me aches and hurts for a lot of older women because I can just imagine the horror that a lot of them went through as kids. Being touched by Uncle so-and-so, Uncle Skeeter, and Grandpa Joe, and all these nasty motherfuckers and pedophiles in the community. However, you know, they grow up with that bottom bitch mentality because they've been whispered to for so many years that they defend those that are harming other women. Like I told you about Erykah Badu. There's this article here on For Harriet, and this one female's comment really, it touched me. Listen to this. She said, I had a conversation with a group of 3 middle-aged black women and 1 middle-aged black man in real life. And they defended R. Kelly, saying the girls were fast and knew what they were doing, and the parents are fortune hunters who deliberately brought their underage daughters around R. Kelly. Even if they were fortune hunters, does that excuse a fucking rapist? The black community, it's killing me. I mean, I'm like, oh my God. But anyway, knowing what he was about, they were fortune hunters. The message was the girls deserve what they got, and R. Kelly isn't at fault. I don't care how curious or bedazzled a child is. No adult has justification for sexual contact with a child, and anyone who attempts to justify it is demented and evil. Preach. I realized debating them was hopeless, and I gave up. Nothing said will change these minds. That's, you know what I'm saying? She's preaching right here. Nothing said will change their minds, but hopefully we can get to a lot of young ones before they grow up to be thirsty ass, trifling ass older women. But anyway, it's depressing to see how many black men and even black women value disgusting sexual predators like pedophile R. Kelly, who raped and urinated on black girl children for his own sexual gratification. Too many black people are programmed to protect grown black men and hate black girls and black women. Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. Now take it back to Fabolous and Miss Emily B. Even if he knocked her 2 front teeth out, even if he did, I bet you she's compelled to take him back and get back with him because it's a dysfunctional energy between the two of them that is very prevalent in the black community. So again, I'm not surprised she's forgiving old boy. I'm really not surprised if you just look at the mentality of the women in our community. And like I said, even if you're mixed race or some other ambiguous or other race broad that's with a black man, you're an honorary black woman, quote unquote. You're a black woman by proxy. It's just crazy. Okay, y'all, I had to take a quick break, a little intermission, but back to what I was saying. Like this point here where the young lady was pointing out too many black people are programmed to protect grown black men and hate black girls and black women, or were simply invisible and a non-factor to them. The well-being, sanctity, and security of black girls and women means nothing to most black people, even other black women. Church, it's frustrating that we can do nothing to make other black women care about black women and girls. For some reason, some of these women can only identify with black men. Now, rewind the tape a little bit about what I said about spells and sorcery being formed against you. It's in everyday culture. It's in our entertainment. It's in our music. It's in the shows we watch. It's in the videos we see. But it's especially in music, and it's even in religious indoctrination. Like I was explaining to one of my sisters recently, there's nothing wrong with achieving peace and some type of harmony in your life through religion, if that's the way you feel that your life should go, the direction that you want to go. And I don't hold any grudges against people that hold on to religion for that reason. They'll get their enlightenment where they see fit. However, the magical spells that are being placed upon you through a lot of the imagery that's given there, the quotes and the mandates is just crazy as hell. And think about it, y'all. All idealism aside, think about it. Who listens to some of the darkest music on the planet the most? And we already established that black men have the most influence entertainment-wise in their music globally. Who listens to it the most in Black America? As far as, I'll say R&B, like going back to R. Kelly. Black women. Now, they've made such an impact worldwide that a lot more white people, and it's been some like estimates that a lot of white teens, even more white teens than black teens, and it's more of them. But I bet you if you did percentages compared to the population, it's still more of us than them that listen to black genres of music. And yet we are the most damaged mentally from little people all the way until we're all the way grown. White people don't suffer that same effect because they're not so inundated and influenced by the same messages. A lot of black dudes complain that black girls are not soft, black women are not soft, they're not dainty like other groups of women. But guess what? Other groups of women are not bombarded with the same messages. They don't have the hate speech thrown at them every which way you go in their music from their men. They don't have a church on every corner of their broken neighborhoods like we do. All of their women, most of their women are not in church every Sunday in an impoverished neighborhood like we do. It's and it shows you right there. The proof is in the pudding. Look at the outcomes. Their women are not as religiously indoctrinated. Even though white people are influenced by religion, don't get it twisted. America is influenced by religion. This whole world. And America considers itself a quote-unquote Christian country. So I'm not saying that white people are not, and other groups of people are not influenced in this culture. However, it's not the same. They don't get the same percentages of influence, negative influence on their psyches, telling them to bend over backwards for those that abuse them. Yet we see this every single day in the black community. It's damaging and I resent it. And not to mention that Miss Erykah Badu here, this same woman, was also known, I think she did this last year, was it? 2016. She tweeted some crazy posts about young girls need to cover up in school so that they don't turn on their, it's to protect that black male again. It's cover up so you don't turn on and excite your male teachers. Now, don't twist my words. I think it's a good idea for young ladies to be modest in their appearance when they're trying to get an education. But whatever happened to black men keeping to themselves to protect black girls? It's like no one really thinks about the black girl child and what the man should be doing to protect her. It's always about protecting his freedom, his rights, his mind, his peace of mind, and his joy. It's crazy. And again, if I had a daughter, I would not want her going to school with some club attire or looking like, you know, like she's showing all of her body parts, you know. But again, a grown person gets no excuse for entertaining sex with a minor. There's no excuse. Moving on. This bottom bitch mentality can be seen in the Nicki Minaj and her brother Jelani situation. You know, it's nothing wrong with loving your brother, but like I said earlier in the video, if I had a relative and he did heinous things, I'm sorry, I'm not going to bat for you. I'm sorry, hands down. If he did something heinous, I'm not talking about just, you know, a minor fuck up, but heinous, as in raping a 12, how old was this little girl? I think she was 10 when he started in on her. The little girl Jelani is accused of raping Nicki Minaj's brother, and she was his wife's daughter at that. The only reason he got busted is because the younger brother saw it and told. But Jelani was, I mean, doing the most with this little girl, and even threatening to anally rape her if she didn't give in. But here we are again, the bottom bitch. It's reported that Nicki Minaj posted $100,000 bail for her brother, as well as a cryptic yet clear message on Instagram to him. I love you. I love you more than, let me go back up there. It's disgusting. I love you more than you'll ever comprehend. I mean, again, it's not unthinkable that you would still have some care for your brother, but caping for him when he's done the most, no, baby girl, I can't see it. That dick whispering. And look at the genre that she's in. I like some of Nicki Minaj's music, but she plays the black whore archetype very well. Very well. Think about that. And then we get into Lil' Kim. Trying to wrap this up as quick as possible. Lil' Kim. I was looking at some older videos of her. Man, she used to be so pretty. My goodness. It's so sad that she's literally destroyed her looks and what made her beautiful, just to accommodate, you know, the black male gaze. It's just really, really sad. A pretty girl, and they do that to you starting from a little girl. If you don't look a certain way, like the you know, the way Stefan Clark browbeat his dislike for black women, women like Lil' Kim was exposed to that a lot. And being that bottom bitch, you know, we learn to, not me in particular, but a lot of times you learn when you're abused to make light of it and to laugh at it. You know, it's endearing to you. She loved that man so much, even though he left, he went and married a bitch that he only knew for what, a week or two when he married Faith Evans after he had messed with her for years. It's just crazy. And then on top of that, you know, she could probably handle that, but then beating on her, not to say he didn't have a positive influence on her career. And she expressed that many times, that Biggie Smalls, you know, help her cultivate herself with her rhymes, even though she wrote most of her rhymes. But he told her, you know, gave her tips here and there. So I'll never knock him for that. And I liked some of Biggie's music back in the day. But he was still abusive. Still abusive. And really, black women aren't supposed to talk about it unless you're speaking of it in an endearing way. Listen to this. Listen to Lil' Kim.
I wanted to kill him. And guess what? That was his favorite song, right? Remember he used to say, I love that.
It was
because she
captured
was
so wonderfully,
real.
yeah.
And I wrote that.
He was so real.
I was pissed.
And angry and called them all kind of black
As a matter of fact, let me tell you what happened. Yeah, right, am I lying, Jess? Am I lying? We got kicked out of the Hit Factory because we was fighting so bad. He brought some all stinky groupies up in there, and we and him was together. And so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get him. Oh, I'm gonna get him. So you know, I had a little shorty come pick me up in the E class.
Oh God!
And he tried to. I mean, I was behind the booth, literally rapping. Am I lying, Just? I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skates in here.
Wow.
And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And look.
And you were still loving this man after all of this.
I don't know why. But I tell you sometimes that.
Listen, if that don't sound like a bottom bitch, she might as well name Biggie Smalls Huggy Bear. Real talk. They're all giggling and kiki and cacaing because he knocked the headphones out off her head and then he choked her out in the elevator. What's funny about that? That sounds like a pimp disciplining his hoe. So again, are you surprised that Emily B is probably forgiving Fab and they're going to get together regardless if he knocked 10 of her teeth out? It don't matter. That's the female-male dynamic in the black community. Kim, she spoke of him in glowing terms, despite all that.
The type of person to motivate you. He always wanted anyone to succeed. He always wanted everybody to have a better life for themselves.
He always wanted somebody to have a better life for themselves. He always wanted them to succeed. And perhaps that's true. Even Ike Turner had some good qualities. He helped bring out the beast in Tina Turner. There's no doubt that he had some influence on Tina Turner's career. There's no doubt that Ike Turner didn't have a keen eye for good talent that the masses would enjoy. He was a talented man. But does that change what he did to Tina Turner? Does that change what Biggie did to Lil' Kim? Think about that. Nicki Minaj again, ad nauseum. And this sex culture that we have, the sex trafficking. This article goes into depth about how the hip-hop industry is tied to sex trafficking, just the lyrics in music. Look at some of these top 10 hits. Bitches Ain't Shit by Dre. Bitches Ain't Shit but Hoes and Tricks. I mean, it's crazy. And turning them trick assholes the fuck out now. Always on time. Ja Rule and Ashanti. I got 2 or 3 hoes for every V, and I keep them drugged up off that ecstasy. I'll put the links to the article below. But you guys get the idea. P.I.M.P. That song by 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg. Lord have mercy. Let's take a look at that one. Stand that stiff jaw ass motherfucker. And I'm not trying to hate on 50. He had a few good jams back in the day, but God, he seems so, Lord, he's a representation of that thug. That thug. I mean, here's the lyrics. Showing you what a bitch can't get up out of him. I don't know what you heard about me, but a bitch can't get a blunt out of me. I drive a Cadillac and wear a perm cause I'm a G. Cause I'm a motherfucking CRIP. Look at this. Big up in gang culture. Our music is so degenerative, and it is something about black people that loves the low element. I'm not saying every last single person, but a lot of black people enjoy that dark side to humanity. It's just crazy. It's devolved. And before I close this video out, Jay-Z, before he started coming a little more conscious recently in his career, you know, and trying to get his grown man on, you know, him and Beyonce, they're doing their thing, you know, people have their opinions, whatever, they gonna do them. However, and thank God I haven't heard anything about him whooping her ass and stuff, even though that, you know, their relationship has had its difficulties. But I'm glad to see him try to rise above just the dirt and grime, like what was pumped out in his music a long time ago. And in some of his songs, like this one, listen to the title and the irony of it. It's titled, I Just Wanna Love You. And it sounds good. It got Pharrell, and I love Pharrell and that Neptune sound. Has Pharrell in there. But it's very contradictory, and they wonder why black women are walking around here damn near losing their minds. Why a lot of black chicks don't seem like they all the way mentally there. It's because they was raised on crazy music. Y'all remember this? Look him in here. Bottom bitch central. I just want to love you. All this cash, forget your man. But listen, again, it's that black man promising you things that he never intends to give you whatsoever. The pimp always promises the bottom bitch, the main hoe. He's gonna buy her that mansion. It's gonna be lush. They're gonna be living here and there. Just, you know, make a little bit more money for him. He need more, he need more. And he needs her to go recruit other young black bodies and minds. If that ain't what black women are doing now, recruiting, sacrificing their children. I've seen some horrible cases. There was a baby just died in Queens, got killed. I'm going to do a story on that in the near future if I have time to get to it. But in this particular song, check out. We just heard how the beat go. I just want to love you. Look how he's making promises. I just want you to know, want to let you know. It ain't where I've been. It don't matter that I've been in jail for 10 years for robbing and thugging. It ain't where I've been, but where I'm about to go. Top of the world. Promise you. That's why it's like ingrained in the subconscious of black women that, man, if we just push him forward, he gonna bring us to the top. Okay? This is where that mentality comes from. And it's old as dirt. We can see remnants of it in the Black Panther movement. Like I was saying, no one thinks about the influence and the power, the psychological power that black culture and black men have been wielding against black women and girls and little boys, to be honest, for what seems like forever. I mentioned the Black Panther Party. Those women felt like, and it was a majority black women. For those of you that don't know, there was a majority of black women in the Black Panthers, but Black Panthers versus the males. Okay, even though the face of the Black Panther movement were the men, like the little monster freak Eldridge Cleaver. But anyway, and you know, Huey Newton, those cats, they were the face of the movement, but the women were very influential, and the reason that they were likely so determined to try to make that movement work is because they felt pushing that man along, getting him his civil rights and getting him his liberties and backing him wherever he needed you to back him and to have as many babies as he needed you to have, then he's going to bring you along. If you stay there and rub his back and show how loyal you are. You see the dick whispering? It's actually not dick whispering, it's pussy whispering, to be honest. The pussy, or the dick is whispering to the pussy. Hope no kids are listening. Forgive my French, y'all. But, this stuff gets me heated and I go to cussing. But I'm so sorry for sensitive ears. But, it's bottom bitch whispering from the male, even in the civil rights movement. That black man gets to whisper and the black woman is willing to do it all. She is willing to do the most, even if she don't get credit or any type of recognition or prize in the end. And she didn't. That black power movement, it took us forward in some ways, but in 2018, it seems like we're 1,000 steps backwards. In many respects. It's sad for all the work that they put in. But it was a lot of dysfunction going on in that group. And we can see it in the music. I was reading the verses of Jay-Z's song with Pharrell. He's telling you it ain't where he been. Even if I was a rapist that raped black and white women, Eldridge is where I'm about to go. So we'll erase everything that man has done, Emily B, because he gonna take me to the top. Now, lucky for Emily B, Fab has already achieved a lot of success. And like I said, he can keep her in the nice house, the nice clothes, the nice car. Her children are provided for. But mentally and spiritually, she's continuing to harm herself and to harm her children. These lyrics in I Just Want to Love You, the irony, boy, of this title is just crazy. Look at this. When the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling. Will I fuck 'em? Will I diss 'em? That's what they be yelling. I'm a pimp by blood, not relation. Y'all be chasing. I replace them, huh? So he's telling you, I'm a pimp by blood. You see the music. Tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm flying. It's right here in front of your eyes, ladies. There's no denying. I don't care if you got good black daddies and good brothers and uncles and your son is a good boy. That might be all well and true and dandy, but the black community is heavily influenced by this. So even though your son might be a good boy, How's he gonna act when he comes and interfaces with the cats that live and die by this type of mentality? He's going to be influenced, hands down. I done seen the best of them act the goddamn fool. The best of them. Yeah, save the narrative. You're saving it for marriage. Like, yeah. Let's keep it real, ma. You saving it for carrots. It's some shaming going here. Because, of course, black women shouldn't want carrots. We're not supposed to expect the finer things in life. That's how a lot of cats believe. Like, the black woman, the brown woman, she's there for when you struggling. She's not there for the grand finale. She's there for the struggle life. The struggle love until he reaches the top. You want to see how far I'm going to go, how much I'm going to spend, but you already know. Zip, zero, stingy with De Niro. He telling you, bitch, you ain't getting shit. But I might buy you a crisp, but that's about it. Might light your wrists, but that's about it. Fuck it. I might wife you and buy you nice whips, ma, but you gotta ride a nice dick. Yo, white women, Spanish women, Indian women, Pakistani women, Arab bitches, they're not inundated with messages like that telling them they gotta ride a nice dick. This is what our little girls are listening to, y'all. So is it no wonder that an honorary black woman, Emily B, is going to take Fabolous back? It's in the culture. She's accepted the culture and she appreciates it for what it's worth. So at the end, I'm going to wrap this up. Been talking too long as it is, but I would say at the end of the day, despite all I've shown you here, what's most important is that we protect the minds of our young. As we got to hold tight. I know it's hard, and not because I personally have children, because I don't, but I got nieces and nephews, and I've seen babies abound. I've seen them grow up. I've seen the things that were done correctly, and I see the mistakes. But we have to protect the ears and the minds of our children at every which way. Don't allow abusers into your home. Don't allow ex-felons. I don't care how big his dingling is. I don't care how big his pockets are. You have to consider more than that. However, don't fall for the bottom bitch whispering scenarios either. Telling you to hold on tight. Even when the motherfucker offers you nothing. Because, come on, being beat under any circumstances is horrible, but beat and broke? Oh, God. Can't you see it? Oh, my Lord. But teach your daughters to aspire to be great and to aim high. I don't give a fuck what these naysayers say. It's gonna start with us and the girls that are having babies out here and continuing to have children. Quiet as kept. If I was y'all, probably wouldn't want no kids. I'm glad I did not go down that road, because it's just too hard. The odds are against you in so many ways. But if you do, make sure you choose well and make sure you protect. Don't let them listen to the adult music like we listen to. Like I said before, you know, that's one of my little weaknesses. I do listen to black music, but I moderate how much of it I listen to. And if I can get an instrumental of something hard that I like, I'll do that, so I don't have to hear the abusive messages. Because like I said, the black men, man, they make some really good music as far as like sound, how it sounds and the rhythmic and the chorus and all that stuff. They make good music. So you have to be careful and don't get ensnared with that and catch yourself listening to adult themed music in front of your little shorties. It's up to you as a woman to protect what comes out of your womb. Do not bring low vibration males around your children. Don't let your kids catch you fighting all the time, if ever, with some dude. And by all means, never physically get into confrontations with your dude in front of your children. It scars them for life. I'm telling you, they're going to need some, it's going to be very hard for them to deal when they get older. And also, black women are going to have to dig deep. You're going to have to do the work, ladies. I'm sorry. There's no one magic pill to, that you could take with a glass of water and poof, your life's going to just be better. You have to do the mental work. You're going to have to do the mental and spiritual work to heal yourself for the damages that have been done to you by your community and by your parents or lack thereof, so that you can be a person that's more conducive to helping other sisters and to your young. So that's just my word for today. I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Until next time, see you later.